Everybody, welcome back to the Sunnydale Review. I'm Brian.
I'm Jillian.
Jillian, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well. Excited to talk about two more episodes in this episode. What are we covering today?
So today we are covering season 3, episodes 10 and 11, being Amends and Gingerbread.
All right. So,
So before we jump in, for anybody who didn't listen to the last episode, which I don't know why you'd listen to this one and not listen to those.
Yeah.
I mean, The Wish is freaking awesome, so I don't know. But so I am getting over the flu. So if I cough or sneeze or clear my throat or sniffle, I apologize. I'm still battling my way through this a little bit.
all right. Well, hopefully, talking about Buffy will lift your spirits and get you feeling a little bit better. So, without further ado, let's talk about Amends.
All right, so Amends is season 3, episode 10. It originally aired December 15th, 1998. This is their kind of Christmas episode. And it was written and directed by Joss Whedon.
All right, so usually pretty good. We'll see if this one holds up.
Yep. So let's see. The episode starts off with a flashback to one of Angelus's gruesome murders before he was ensouled. So before he got his soul back and became Angel. Angel wakes up. Clearly, he was having a nightmare about what we just saw in the flashback. He heads out for a walk. We find out that it's Christmas time and supposed to be a very sunny Christmas in sunny California.
In Sunnydale.
Yes.
Of all places. Yeah, I always feel like it's weird, or I feel like it must be really weird for people who live in warmer climates around Christmas time, because so much about Christmas is like snow and the cold, you know what I mean? We obviously don't have that problem. If anything, it's too cold and too snowy in our neck of the woods, so I always think it's kind of weird to see like a California Christmas.
As someone who has experienced 2 Florida Christmases these last 2 years, it is very weird. So my parents retired and moved down to Florida, and so the last 2 years I've gone down there for Christmas, and it's like they put lights on palm trees. It's very weird, and like I always associated Christmas with like snow, you know, and it's very weird. I don't know. I don't know. Like, last Christmas, we were literally hanging out in my parents' pool on Christmas Day, outside.
I mean, that doesn't sound so bad. It just sounds weird.
It's not bad. It's just very weird. Yeah. I'm like, what is this? It doesn't feel like Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So,
right. Back to Buffy. Sorry I took us on that tangent.
We are clearly 2 very New England people. Let's just put it that way.
From the north.
Yes. So Angel heads out for a walk. Buffy and Angel run into each other. She was out Christmas gift shopping, and it's awkward. Clearly, they haven't seen each other since the end of Lover's Walk. Angel looks over Buffy's shoulder and sees the man that he killed in the flashback that we saw that he was just dreaming about. So he's like, "What the hell?" Let's see. Buffy is talking to Willow and Xander about Angel's odd behavior. They suggest talking to Giles, but Buffy said that she'd rather not because he's still twitchy about the subject of Angel. It's like,
understandable.
It's nice. Yeah, it's nice that Buffy understands that. But it's completely understandable of Giles, considering that, like we said in the last episode, it's like, it's just the guy that killed his girlfriend and then tortured him. Yeah. So, let's see. Oz tracks down Willow at school and pulls her aside. He says that seeing her with Xander made him really angry. And we know Oz. He's not an angry guy.
No.
He says that he doesn't know if it'll ever be over between Xander and Willow, but what he does know is that he misses her a lot and would be willing to give it another shot. So I'm just like,
sweet.
I love Oz.
But yeah. It's very mature of him.
Yeah. And he pulls her into a hug and he cradles her head and just the look of relief on his face. Just like, oh.
Oh man.
So let's see. Joyce and Buffy are shopping for a Christmas tree. Joyce suggests inviting Faith to join them on Christmas Eve, but Buffy's not sure about it. Buffy suggests inviting Giles, but Joyce shoots that idea real quick. Or shoots down real quick.
Yeah.
Clearly, there's still some awkwardness between them from the events of Bad Candy.
Yeah.
We find out, it's still further down in the season. Never mind. We find out there's more stuff that happened in Van Candy than we were originally aware about. Or actually, no, I think I referenced it.
You may have, yeah.
It's in this season. It's fine.
Oh man.
So let's see. There's an area of trees at the they go to like a tree farm. So there's an area of trees that are all dead. The owner of the tree farm tells Buffy that trees on that area of land keep dying out for some reason.
Yep.
Let's see. We quickly cut over to another dream of Angel's where he sees hooded men with crazy scars over their eyes worshiping underground. Angel wakes up and goes to Giles for help. Giles arms himself with a crossbow before inviting Angel in. He tells Giles that he's had dreams about the past lately and he's been reliving past murders. He says that he wants to know why he was freed from the demon dimension. As Giles moves, the ghost of Jenny Calendar is revealed right behind Giles. It's clear that Angel can see her, but Giles can't. Angel is freaked out by Jenny's ghost and runs from Giles' apartment.
Understandable. Also.
Yeah. It's like all of these past people that he's killed are coming back to haunt him, and he's like, why?
And especially with this one where we actually have a history as an audience with this particular murder victim.
Yes.
Yeah. I really think the actress must have had a lot of fun playing this role. Just tormenting Angel.
It's like almost polar opposite from who she was as a human. So.
Right, yeah.
Let's see. Angel continues to have horrible dreams about murders he committed during his time as Angelus. Buffy goes to Giles to ask for help for Angel, and Giles agrees, as do the rest of the Scoobies, so they agree to try to help figure out what's going on with him. Angel wakes up but continues to be tortured by ghosts of his past victims, so now they're not just coming to him in his dreams, it's also just straight up in front of his face when he's awake. The Jenny ghost convinces Angel to go back to sleep. Back at the library, Buffy has fallen asleep, and somehow Buffy and Angel both end up in the same dream. They dream they are in bed together having sex, and there is one of the scarred-eyed, hooded guys in the corner. Then Angel bites Buffy, and they both wake up. The Jenny ghost tries to convince Angel to go to Buffy and kill her. Angel says no, but the ghost says, "This is what you are. This is why we brought you back. Take her, and then you'll be ready to kill her." So let's see. So, I mean, clearly, whatever this is, that's the causing the dreams and also causing the ghosts, is claiming credit for bringing Angel back from the demon dimension. Giles tracks down letters that speak of an ancient power known as the First Evil. It's older than man or demons, which could have had the power to bring Angel back. Buffy says that she recognizes the scarred-eyed guys from her dream, and Giles explains that they are the Bringers. They are the high priests of the First. They're kind of like the minions. And they can conjure ghosts and set them on people to try to influence them, which is exactly what we see happening with Angel. Giles says Buffy can't fight the First because it doesn't have a physical manifestation. But she can fight the Bringers. So she goes to Willie the Snitch, so we see him again, to get information about the Bringers. He says that they're underground. Let's see. Oz and Willow are having a movie night, and Willow springs a very romantic situation on him. She's got, candles lit, the fire's going. She's got, Barry White or somebody playing in the background. Let's see. She says that she's ready for them to be together, and she's clearly like very nervous, but also like, she's just happy to have him back, and I think she thinks that this is a way that she can like keep him.
Right.
Um I don't condone the use of sex to try to keep your relationship together,
Yeah,
but
not doesn't usually
uh
work out very well.
no. But Oz um is incredibly sweet about it, and
Mm.
says that he's not ready for them to be together, but that she doesn't need to prove anything to him.
Mm.
Because I think it was her way of trying to prove that like she likes him more than Xander or
Right.
something
Right.
like that. He's like, you don't have to prove anything to me.
Mm.
So he deals with it in his very loving, caring, sweet Oz way, and I love him. So let's see. Faith shows up for Christmas dinner at the Summers' house. Buffy runs upstairs to get her presents and finds Angel in her room. He's acting very strange, like he's trying to decide if he wants to attack Buffy, and we see that Jenny's ghost is still there, whispering in his ear for him to kill Buffy. Angel chooses to run and jumps out the window.
It's a lot.
Yeah. And she's like, what the... You just got here, and you just jumped out the window?
Yeah.
Like, so let's see. Buffy leaves Faith to protect Joyce in case Angel comes back, and then goes to speak to Giles. She wants to track down the Bringers so they will lift the spell they're using on Angel. Giles points out that if Angel really does become a danger, Buffy might have to kill him again.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Let's see. Back at the mansion, the First is still trying to manipulate Angel into killing Buffy, telling him that he's not a fighter, that he's weak, and he will kill Buffy. Angel says that he'd rather kill himself than be a danger to Buffy. So, I don't know. This... We'll get there. There are multiple reasons why I don't like this episode.
Mm.
So let's see. Buffy figures out that the Bringers are beneath the Christmas tree farm, which is why the trees keep dying. She goes after them with an axe that she found at the tree lot. I have in my notes, seriously, Buffy, you went after them without any weapons? And you just had to use one that you found? Buffy fights the Bringers and destroys their, their table.
Mm.
Yeah, so she like destroys like the table that they're all sitting around that they have to use for the spell. She's then confronted by Jenny's ghost that she can finally see. The First email starts monologuing, and Buffy gets bored pretty quickly. Well, because I mean, the First has no physical manifestation, so all it can do is talk.
Right.
So Buffy's like, okay, we can't fight. I'm bored now. Which there is a part where Ghost Jenny is trying to manipulate Angel, and it does look like she touches the sides of his head, which I thought was interesting. I'm like, maybe it's like, have you ever seen like those videos where people do the science experiment where they have somebody put their arm on one side of a mirror and then there's a fake arm?
Yeah.
And the person touches the fake arm and they say that they can feel it on their arm. It's like power of suggestion almost. So I'm wondering if that's the only reason that like Angel felt something. I don't know, because the First should not be able to make physical contact. That's like a very important point. So let's see. The First tells Buffy that Angel will be dead by sunrise, so Buffy takes off to go find him. Buffy finds Angel at the top of the hill, waiting for the sun to come up. Buffy begs Angel to get inside as the sun is coming up. Angel admits that he wants her, and he knows it will cause him to lose his soul again, and a part of him doesn't care. So Angel doesn't think he's worth saving, and that the world wants him gone. So I have the actual lines in my notes. I don't know.
You don't have to read them if you don't want to.
I just basically I'll read Buffy's part.
Okay.
Because this is important. So being strong is fighting. It's hard and it's painful and it's every day. It's what we have to do, and we can do it together. But if you're too much of a coward for that, then burn, which basically is like, then die.
Mm.
If I can't convince you that you belong in this world, then I don't know what can.
Mm.
But do you expect me to watch? But do not expect me to watch. Do not expect me to mourn for you. Because, and then she never finishes that sentence because it starts snowing in California.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
So they realize, the sun isn't going to come up, and the world clearly doesn't want Angel to die.
Mm.
So yeah, it snows in Sunnydale.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's how the episode ends.
Mm. With them walking down the street in the snow on
and
Christmas.
We see Xander outside because apparently he has like a yearly Christmas camp out on the yard with cookies for Santa, which I'm like, David, aren't you a little old for that? We find out earlier in the episode because Cordelia throws a jibe at him about, I thought you camp out every Christmas to avoid your family's drunken fights. It's just like another reference to how Xander does not have a good home life.
Yep.
And then we see Willow and Oz at Willow's house just cuddling on her bed, which is very sweet. And she's like in pajamas now. Like before she was in like a sexy dress when she was like trying to seduce him, but now she's just in like her Willow pajamas and curled up with her boyfriend. It's very sweet. As far as a watch or pass on this one, honestly, I'd go with a pass. I personally find it painful to watch, and it could potentially be triggering for anybody who struggles with depression or suicidal thoughts or like an existential crisis. It's not a weak episode by any means. It's just not like a personal favorite of mine, and the snowstorm at the end is really cheesy.
Yes, it is. So what's your rating?
I have 7 in my notes. I think I have to go with more of like a 6 or a 5. Okay. I'll go with like a 5 because it's just like I don't like the whole suicide aspect of it. I think it could be triggering, and yeah, no, and it's also pretty self-contained. I mean, except for the information you get about the first and the fact that like Willow and Oz get back together.
Yeah,
it's pretty self-contained.
Right. I liked. I know obviously like the suicide aspect of it is hard. I gave it a 7. I like the idea of Angel's struggle of like kind of figuring out if he will ever be able to atone for the things that he did, you know? And I think this is an episode that really obviously lays heavy into it. And well, I mean, the entire story arc of Angel is that over the course of both shows is like, well, is Angel one able to, you know, make up for his misdeeds, and 2, is he deserving of forgiveness for the things that he did? Which, you know, I always kind of like that angle. And yes, the ending is very cheesy. It's silly, but it's, you know, you get a lot of the dramatic Angel Buffy love stuff that they like to do a lot.
Angel speak.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't hate that. I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, I gave it a 7 for me.
Okay.
All right, so now to an episode that you're just telling me you love this episode.
I hate this episode. I hate this episode so much. I think it's so dumb.
So what episode are we talking about?
That is season 3, episode 11, Gingerbread.
Yes.
I have so many notes on this episode and I hate it.
All right, well, let's not let people wait any longer. Let's talk about Gingerbread.
All right, so this originally aired January 12th, 1999. It would have been the first episode back from their Christmas break. Not starting off on a high note. I'm sorry. written by Jane Espenson.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there are some good lines in here.
Mm-hmm.
And directed by James Whitmore Jr., who has directed a bunch of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Buffy is out patrolling when Joyce shows up with snacks. She's trying to show Buffy that she supports her, and to get a better understanding of what she does as the Slayer. She cheers Buffy on while Buffy slays a vampire, then discovers the bodies of 2 dead children on a playground with symbols on their hands.
Yeah.
She is shocked and afraid for Buffy's well-being, in addition to the rest of the town.
Right. I mean, understandable. Pretty gruesome thing.
Yeah, and I mean, they're small children. I feel bad for Joyce having to be the one to find them.
Yeah, it adds a whole nother level.
Yeah.
You know.
So let's see. Buffy brings the symbol that was etched into the children's hands to Giles, who says that the killer might not be supernatural. Buffy is disgusted to think that someone with a soul might have killed these kids. Which, I mean...
Yeah.
Valid point.
Right.
Usually in Sunnydale, they can blame 99.9% of the gruesome things that happen on demons.
Mm-hmm.
But with this one potentially being done by a human, it's just another level. So let's see. At the school, Xander's trying to navigate his and Oz's relationship. Oz is forgiving in his man of few words way.
Yeah. Oz is a big man, honestly.
Yeah. I know I give him a shout out every episode, but Passion of the Nerd did point out that, like, Oz, so most of the characters in the show, they learn lessons, they grow, they evolve, they make mistakes and then learn from them. Oz is just kind of perfect all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, which he is, and I'm not sorry about it. It just makes me love him more, so I'm okay with it.
Right.
But yeah, so the Scoobies sit down for lunch, and Amy reappears
finally
to sit with them. We haven't seen her since Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered. Joyce shows up at the school. She's still very shaken by what she saw and is working on getting a vigil set up at City Hall that night for the dead children. She says she called everyone she knows in town, and they called their friends. There's a lot of people. Yeah. Joyce also mentions that Willow dabbles in magic, and Willow says that she's glad her mom doesn't show any interest in her after-school activity.
Right.
So let's see. The vigil at City Hall is very well attended, including by Willow's mom. This episode is the first and only appearance of of Willow's mother.
How disappointing we didn't get more of Willow's mom. Who is pretty annoying.
Yeah. Let's see. The mayor is in attendance and invites Joyce up to speak. Joyce points out how many times weird things happen in the town and no one seems to notice. She's not wrong.
Yeah. Goes back to the theory of it being kind of like a Derry, Maine situation, like from Stephen King, where it's like the Hellmouth causes everyone to just turn a blind eye to all the messed up shit that happens.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we've seen before that, like, they have a cover-up story about, like, gang violence, PCP.
Right.
We know that for, like, bad eggs, they use the excuse of, like, a gas leak or something.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, I think it's a lot of people just kind of ignoring the stuff they can't explain. So let's see. She says that the town doesn't belong to the people, it belongs to the monsters, witches, and slayers. Weird how she includes slayers in that group of, like, bad things.
I know. That's messed up.
Yeah. It's like your daughter is the slayer, and you know that she helps to protect not only the town, but the world. So and I don't know.
Faith is nice. You're going to throw Faith under the bus?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Faith is in this episode, is she?
No.
No, this is one of those random ones where
there's
like Faith is just not here. She's only here when we need her.
I think if she was in like, I think there's like a certain threshold of episodes you need to be in to be considered like a series
Oh,
regular.
okay, yeah, you think maybe it was like, oh, we
I don't
can't
know.
have her in too much.
She's very involved in this like the second half of the season.
Which might be why she's not in like these random first half episodes.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Or no, I'm like more like the second or the last quarter of the season. She's very, very involved. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So let's see. Uh, that night we see a witches ceremony happening with Amy, Willow, and just another random guy who I don't know if he ever gets named.
Yeah.
The camera zooms out and they're all sitting around the symbol that was on the child's hands in front of them.
Mm,
But we don't get really any more explanation than that.
right.
The town starts getting more paranoid about anything mystical. There's a locker search at the school, and Willow is caught with witch paraphernalia.
Mm.
The cops also take a lot of Giles's books. Snyder says that this is all due to Joyce starting a group called Mothers Opposed to the Occult, or MOO.
Mm-hmm. It's right up there with Spew. You know.
So, yeah, yeah. Of course, Brian's referring to SPEW from Harry Potter,
Yes.
where it was the what was it? Like
The
society
for protection of
protecting-
elfish welfare or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been a minute since I read those books. But I did love that part of it.
Yeah, which they left out completely from the movies.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Very disappointing.
I mean, there was enough going on. They
Yeah.
didn't need to fill time.
Oh, man.
Let's see. But yeah, so we got Moo now. Joyce says that Giles will get most of the books back after the group weeds out the offensive material. So sorry, demons who want to come to Sunnydale. We're only gonna know how to defeat you if your description is not considered offensive.
Right.
Let's see. Joyce asks Buffy if she thinks the town is actually getting any better despite all of her hard work as the Slayer.
Yeah, we know it is, actually. We've
Yeah.
seen it.
Unfortunately, nobody else remembers that.
Yeah.
The only person who remembers the other reality from the Wish is Anya. But oh my, this is just one of those ones where like I know that I like to poke fun at the fact that like Joyce is never around, but this one I'm just like, Joyce, just go away.
Right. Right.
Can you go do whatever it is that you do when we don't see you? Because you
museum
are
things.
meddling in things. You are meddling in things that you know nothing about. And please just go away. But there's also like a very much like a metaphorical like I mean the locker search is treated like a drug bust type of deal. So there's that kind of metaphor running throughout where it's like, you know, what if all of the kids were into drugs? This is how the parents might react. And
Yeah. And they do kind of equate magic use with drug use a little bit in terms of the toll it takes on people, right?
Yeah, and also the fact that like even Giles during his Ripper days when he was younger, they would use magic and summon a demon to get high.
Yeah, literally. Literally getting high, yeah.
Throughout this entire series, really, there's a strong metaphorical correlation between magic and drugs.
Yeah.
Buffy storms out, and it is revealed that the ghosts of the two dead children are sitting at the table with Joyce manipulating her. I think it's interesting here that Moo is going after the witches and the Slayers, and by extension Giles. They're not doing anything against the monsters.
Yeah.
We don't see cops going after vampires or demons. Moo is taking tools away from the group that would be able to help them. I imagine if Giles had his books taken away during Revelations and didn't have them to look up how to destroy the glove of Minnigan.
Right.
So it's like they're only hurting the people who are fighting against the bad things. They're not actually doing anything against the bad things.
Right.
That's all still there.
Yeah. It's very much like the bad things made it so the good things had to come to the town, but then they're like trying to reverse engineer, like if we take away the good things, the bad things will go away.
Yeah, that's not how it
No.
works. So let's see. Buffy is out patrolling and runs into Angel. They talk, and Buffy tells him what Joyce said about the town not getting better, even with all of her efforts. Angel says her words back to her about why they fight from the last episode, which I think is kind of it's a nice callback.
Yeah, definitely.
And it gives Buffy the strength to keep fighting. Let's see. Buffy realizes that no one knows anything about the kids who died. They don't know their names. No relatives have come forward, and they don't know where they got the pictures that are on the posters. So since Giles's books are gone, they use the internet and find the same two children have been popping up and tearing communities apart every 50 years for hundreds of years.
Right.
We figure out that the kids are Hansel and Gretel, a manifestation of a demon that feeds on the paranoia of towns. Buffy tries to explain this to Joyce, but Joyce chloroforms her, and her Moo associates take down Giles.
Yeah.
It's like, where did Joyce find chloroform?
I don't know.
Let's see. They bring Buffy to City Hall, where she, Amy, and Willow are all tied up to stakes and surrounded by Giles's books. Moo plans to burn them and kill them.
Messed up.
Cordelia finds and wakes up Giles. She says, "I swear, one of these days you're gonna wake up in a coma."
So good.
And Giles is like, "Wake up in a coma, Cordelia."
Yeah. It's like, I don't have time for this. Okay, what's happening? Where's Buffy?
It's like, I don't have time to argue your grammar, but no.
Oh, man.
I don't remember if it was in this series or like a movie I saw, but at one point there's a joke somebody talks about, like, waking up dead.
Yeah. The Office, I think.
Oh, it might have been.
Yeah. Like, Meredith, one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be dead.
Yeah. But it's like, I feel like that's like along the same lines of like, you're going to wake up in a coma.
Yeah.
Let's see. He does get bopped on the head a lot, though.
He does. If he weren't so smart, he'd have a lot of brain damage.
Yeah.
He didn't have so many brain cells to lose.
All I can think of is from Varsity Blues, that guy who's like keeping track of his concussions.
Right?
Let's see. So, back at City Hall, Amy gets angry and tries to turn all of the Moo members into rats using the same spell that she used on Buffy and Bewitched, Bother, and Bewildered. However, she's tied down and the spell backfires, and she ends up turning herself into a rat in the process.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that she can't, like, undo that as a rat, so...
Yeah.
Because that would have been a good way to escape.
Yeah.
But, no. Fortunately not.
No. Xander and Oz are at City Hall and try to get to the girls to rescue them from being set on fire. Giles and Cordelia make it to City Hall and are able to reveal the demon for what it truly is. So, like, it doesn't look like the two dead children anymore. Buffy pulls her stake out of the ground and manages to kill the demon by impaling it.
She's like, did I get it?
Yeah, because she's tied to it and gets it on an angle, and then like spears the demon, but she can't, like, because of the way she's tied, she can't look up. So she's like, "Did I get it?"
So good.
And there's some great comedic timing of Xander and Oz falling from the ceiling, and you just see Buffy there with the impaled demon, and Giles and Cordelia. And they just look around, and Willow is still tied up.
Yeah.
And Oz is like, "We're here to save you." In like his deadpan way. It's so great. It's so great.
It's very much do a reference to Star Wars when Padme and Anakin try to save Obi-Wan and attack the clones. And like, what are you doing here? We're here to rescue you, as they're all tied up to the columns. Like, yeah. Good job.
Let's see. Episode ends with Willow and Buffy trying to turn Amy Rat back into a human, but they can't. So Buffy suggests getting her a wheel. We also find out that Willow's mom is getting good at doing the selective memory thing Joyce used to do. And the only thing she remembers is that Willow is dating a musician.
That's good. Yeah, could be worse.
Because there's a scene where Willow's mom is essentially trying to pull an intervention.
Mm.
And Willow's like, there's so much going on with me that you don't know besides this witchcraft stuff. And, I'm dating a musician and I'm playing with the forces of darkness and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So, yeah. As far as a watch or pass on this one, honestly, this is another episode that I'm just not a fan of.
No.
Besides Amy becoming a rat, it doesn't have major ramifications
Right.
For the universe as a whole. I gave it 6 steaks.
Yeah, I gave it a 5 because I think the way I kind of look at it, I feel like someone's like, we should do an episode about a fairy tale, and then they like worked backwards from there, rather than coming up with like, I have this great idea for an episode. You know what I mean? I could be wrong, but that's how it feels to me. Someone was like, oh, you should do an episode where it's like a modern take on a fairy tale. And not a huge fan of it.
Me neither.
What can you do? Oh, I hit my light.
I mean, this episode is really centered around the murder of 2 small children, so I guess it's okay that we're not really a fan of it.
No, very anti-murder of 2 small children here on this podcast. Another hardline stance.
I need to start making a list of these. Of, like, things that the Sunnydale Review has outwardly spoken out about.
Right, exactly.
Don't cheat on your significant other. Don't kill small children.
Yeah. And this is like a Wicked Good Show, our other podcast, where very, very hard anti-Hitler podcasts. So I think we can put that in here too. Oh, man. All right, Jill, where can they find you online?
If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can. I don't tweet often. I don't know. I might start using it.
You got to use it. Come on. It took you like 2 weeks to see that I wish you a happy birthday on Twitter.
I did. That's accurate. It's because I'm on Facebook. I'm not on Twitter. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm at Jillian_Swan, and that's Swan with 2 N's, and you can follow me there if you want. I won't take up very much room in your newsfeed.
Right.
So that's a benefit. I'm also occasionally either playing or in the comments over on Twitch on the Grassblock UK channel, so come over there, say hi, see what we're all playing, if I'm playing, or
All right, and you can find me on Twitter at @theFakeBMar. That's BMARR. You can find the channel on Twitter at WGEverything, and Instagram at Wicked Good Everything, on Twitch at twitch.tv/WickedGood. Goodness, biffed it right at the end. You can find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/WickedGoodEverything, and then Byte and TikTok, Wicked Good Everything, and Facebook, Wicked Good Everything. You just mentioned you're on Facebook. We're on there too. So pretty much we're trying to just take that Wicked Good Everything SEO from everyone. It's ours. And this Wicked Good podcast channel, help us get to 100 subscribers, because someone decided to make a Wicked Good podcast, and when you search our channel, sometimes their videos show up. So make us drown them out by giving us more attention, please and thank you. Is that bad? Is that evil? I don't think so.
Yes.
All right. Fair enough. Get called out a little bit. But we will see you guys in the next episode. And later.
Bye.
The Sunnydale Review is a Wicked Good Everything production. Fan art of Buffy was created by Fishbone Art. The logo was created by Tamar Kutab. The original intro and outro song was created by Alex Carl.